Now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Yam Pravajantam Anupetam Krityam Dvaipayano Viraha Katara Ahujava पुत्रेति तन्मयतया विनयदुस्तं सर्वभूतमा मुनिमानतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीतम् अदितिदिशां तमोन्दं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्यासूनमुपयामि गुरुमुनीनां मुखं करोति वाचालं भङ्गं लङ्घयति कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं शिलप्रभुपाद की जय. So last week I was in Delhi. It was very cold, so I caught cold. Anyway, nevertheless, thank you all for joining today's session. So today we'll discuss some important topics. Uh, Basically, to know about
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu not able to hear.
you're able to hear me now.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. So some very important. A lot of people ask a lot of questions like this. Basically, like why there's impartiality in this Lord's creation. Even though Lord has created this whole universe, why there's impartiality in this Lord's creation. So many times when you go for book distribution, or many times when we start when we speak to some new people, so they generally they say the Krishna, the Lord has created this universe. Why some people are ugly, so why some people are beautiful, why some people are very happy, why some people are very distressed, why some people are very rich, why some people are very poor. So these are the many questions people ask. So why there's an inequality in the Lord's creation? So this inequality in the Lord's creation is generally considered a fault or a flaw in the creation of the Lord. So we should generally understand, unless until we don't go very deep into the subject, then we'll not be able to answer the people who ask such questions. Because there is one long time back, the Amitabh Prabhu was telling this story. So you should also remember this story. It's a wonderful story when people say, so say one class of people, they deny the God's existence. That is different. And second class of people, they say, there is impartiality. Why there is something is good for them, why something is bad for us. So there's impartiality. Like that, different classes of people are there. So for the people who generally say that why there is impartial, so you can quote this the story. So that story is wonderful. That once when a man he had a he went to a barber for a haircut, and there barber look, so barber was very much distressed, and he saw that this man is a little spiritual, so he wanted to make fun of that man who has come for a haircut. So he was putting tilak and everything. So the barber, he said that I don't think a God exists. So then this man kept quiet, and the barber started continuing saying that because there's a lot of people who are suffering in this material world. There's there's impartial things are there. So this is just by chance, by creation, by something like that it has come. But God is not there. So this man kept silent for some time. So once his haircut was finished, so then this man went outside, and again he came back after some time, and he opened the door, and he said to the barber. The man said to the barber that I don't think the barbers exist in the world. So then the barber was taken aback. So he was surprised, and he responded that, "Hey, Hari Baba, just now I gave you a haircut. So just a while ago, and why you're thinking that barbers are not there? Why you're saying this?" Then the man replied, "No, I see so many people outside your barber shop, outside your shop. They're wandering with the long hairs and long beards and things like that. So I concluded that there are no barbers in the world." So then the barber said, "Hey, come on, how this can be? So they should be, they should come, they should have a sense, and they should come to me, to the barber, and so that I can give them a good haircut." So just because they have long hair, just because they have long beards and things like that, doesn't mean that barber doesn't exist. So this is your statement is useless. What is this? What you're saying? So then the man said, exactly, this is what I'm saying. Just because there are some people suffering in this material world, so it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. They should approach God and they should worship Lord according to the rules and regulations and follow His instructions, prescribed instructions, and the God will respond to them. So then Barber learned the lesson. So this is very much important in your life. If God has to be approached, uh, uh, some people also say, "Oh, we have Kastaka Bandanga Venkatramana." Then Kannada, there's a quote that when there is a difficulty, then you see God. It is not like that. So when you are suffering, then you see God. That is also not the way of understanding that there is a God. No. So we should. Some people think like that. God should be approached only there is a suffering. Why? Because there is always there's happiness and sufferings in this material world. When I'm happy, I have to think about God when everything is good. So when something is difficulty, when I'm really suffering, then we think about God. Please help us, please save me, like that. And if God responds, doesn't respond, either we go into two things. One, we think that God doesn't exist, and second one, we think that God is impartial. So we think like this, isn't it? So that we have to understand, because this the sense of partiality. One is God doesn't exist, that completely denies. That is different. We are very difficult to make him understand how God exists, how God, the presence is there. Definitely, we can try to explain him through the nature's the arrangement and our bodily arrangement, how everything runs with the principle, everything runs with the some set of standards, and that things we can explain him. But for people who speak about the partiality, the Lord is not equal to everyone. Krishna says, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Ramedveshastuna Priyaha. Krishna is saying, but Swamiji, how it is possible? Lord only has created this material world. How this is equal to everyone is not equal to everyone. So we have to, then people will say, because generally what happens, even in our life, if some parents are partial towards one child, then obviously the other child feel neglected. Or in the school also, if the teacher is very much partial towards one student, so generally other students will be discouraged. This is a standard setup outside world. So partiality is something very much painful. Just like we are all grown up now, we have our family, we have children, things like that. Just like that, your parents are trying to part away the property and give away the property and share all the properties to your siblings and things like that. So generally, if parents give more to something, generally we compare, right? So we compare and we say that this is not fair, and the partiality, it's painful. So because of this kind of mood, then we get into a uh, uh, angry mode, or we get demotivated and we lose faith. We lose faith and lose in the faith in the relationship, and so many things, fights happens. So this is also true so we become rebellious basically, right? So this is even true in the same case with God. Sometimes we think, isn't it, we become rebellious. Why? Actually, the initial stage of becoming atheist is this one. First, you will think is God is impartial. And second step, the final step is God is not present. God is not there. He's dead and gone. He is nowhere. There's no God. So actually, the first category of people. So as I was thinking about telling about the three categories, the first category of people always they don't believe in God, or they don't. They're in need of God because they have opulence, they have money, they have set up, they have standards, they have earning good, and they have a lot of money, and they have total status, and materially they're well set up. Materially they're well comfortable. So those people they don't feel the need of God. Recently, I had gone to the Delhi, and there was a big house. The big house. It is a such a big house in Noida, and that Haridarshan, one Agarbatti owner is there. So his name is Goldie Nagdev. So his house had been there. It's a big house. It's a very palatial house. So they were husband and wife. They were all devoted, and they were very happy, and they received. And so we did puja and everything. But on the second day, I went to one more house, and they're also very big people, and they are the estate owners, and those people, and they have one big house, one room of deities, so many deities and things like that. But to my shock, I saw that those deities were so black, and they're so black, and I told them, why can't you give them a bath, why can't you polish, why can't you do gold painting and all those things? They are feeling, nahi, aise hi rehna bhagwan. So bhagwan aise rehna, we should not change the status. So some mental concoction and mental ideas, some things, speculative ideas they have come up with. And they were into something. I'm trying to explain that God should be shining, very beautifully presented, nicely decorated, and things like that. They were not at all. They had so much money, and they were saying that they're appreciating sadhus, appreciating the temple, appreciating so many things. But I just felt that is external appreciation, just externally or socially they're doing, but they're not doing from the heart. So some people they simply want some God because of the social status. That's all. So second category of people completely denies the existence of God. So first category of people, they don't need God because they are materially they're safe, materially they're settled. And the second class of people, they don't believe in God. And third class of people is they are always confused. They are saying, why there's a suffering? So for me, why this? He is very happy, and this is what people think, that God is very partial. So Krishna personally, he in Bhagavad Gita, he claims that what many places in Bhagavad Gita, so many places, unlimited places, like samoham sarvbhuteshu, or Krishna says aham bija pradapitaha. So Krishna is saying, I am the seed giving of all living entities. So if Krishna is a father of all living entities, and we are all the children of Lord, then obviously we should think that parents are not partial to anyone. They are all equal to everyone. Equal to Krishna says, Mamai Mamsho Jivaloke Jivbhota Sanatana. So many places Krishna explains that how Krishna is ultimate. He is the source of everything, and he is a sustainer, he is a well-wisher, and he is everything to us. Krishna explains. And finally, he speaks about Samaham Sarvabhuteshu. Samaham means I'm equal to everyone, Sarvabhuteshu. Name Dveshosti na Priyaha. I don't have enmity. I don't envy anyone, and I'm not partial to anyone. I'm equal to anyone. Krishna is saying. And the question may come here: if Krishna is equal to everyone, then there's no partiality. Why should one person should suffer, and why should other person should prosper? Why there's a disparity in this class of society? There's a dvandva, right? There is a duality here. There is material, there is duality here. So why Lord could have created everything well, so set up? Why he created such things? Then people may ask generally. So one question, the initially I for your question is the God doesn't exist. That I gave you one story of the barber and the man. So that story you can just keep in your mind, and you can use it for your preaching purpose. And the second one is, just imagine like this: if the teacher is in the classroom and she is giving the same lecture to the students, and she is doing her job without any discrimination, right? She is doing her job, and but some some students will be there, they're very attentive students and they're more eager to learn, they're more eager to want to understand more. So they approach the teacher and they inquire from her and some with relevant questions. And she will also be so much happy to explain that subject. And because then she definitely feel that, oh, these students have understood what I'm explaining. It's worth for me to explain this. Wonderful. And she definitely gets pleased and she clarifies all the doubts and everything. But on the other hand, some people, some students who are not listen to the teacher, and they're very naughty and they're mischievous. For that, definitely teacher has to punish the mischievous students, isn't it? So this is not the teacher's partiality or the teacher's favorism. She's favorable to one student and she is partial to other student. No, so please understand. So this is one story. This one example you can also give. So we have to understand here. There's a natural response towards the students according to their behavior is what teacher is doing here. This is a natural response she's giving to one student. She's because they're very ardent, they're very studious, and they want to learn. And for that, she's giving more time and clarifying all our doubts. And to the other student who is very mischievous and things like that, she's punishing them. So this is a natural response for any teacher to do for because of the student's behavior. So you have to understand. Similarly, here we have to understand the Lord is also equal to everyone, and He gives equal attention to everyone and to everyone. But we have to understand when Lord gives a special attention to the people who are virtuous, who are good. This is not a favorism. It is not His fault. You have to understand this. So instead, it is a symbol of natural response, natural reciprocation, just like a teacher is doing, isn't it? So God is, is not literally equal to all in one sense, because we have to understand in the further verses, Krishna, he explains that there are different classes of people who surrender to Him. So isn't it? So Krishna is in literally is not equal to all, but he reciprocates with the different kind of people according to their different mindsets, different kind of approach, and that's what the Lord also appreciates, and the disciple, the devotee here. So Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that what is that? Krishna appears in this material. What is that? Yadha dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Right? What is that? Krishna comes to this material world to protect the virtuous people and to punish the miscreants. And the third one, what he comes, dharma samsthapanarthaya. So the third reason for Lord's descent or his incarnation descent is to establish the righteousness, right? So this is the three reason where God comes to this material world, and He keeps coming through His different incarnations. He sends so many devotees, right? So this itself, it's a proven fact that Lord doesn't want us to suffer here in this material world. That He sends His devotees, He sends His literature. He Himself comes down here to protect the virtuous people, to punish the miscreants, isn't it? So when Krishna is saying Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Name Dveshosti Priya, I'm equal to everyone, Krishna is saying one place. And the second place, Krishna is saying that why I come here? I come to protect the virtuous people. The second one, to punish the miscreants. So there is a dvandva is there, no? There this duality is there, no? So what Krishna is saying, Krishna is equal to everyone means he responds to them accordingly, according to their mindsets, according to their intentions that or approaches. That is very important for us to understand here. So that's what Krishna is making this statement here. He protects some living entities and he chastises or punishes some other living entities. So where is equality there? There's no equality. So we have to understand. So he protects the virtuous people and he punishes the miscreants. Why he punishes? It's just like a normal mother. If a young boy is there and he's doing all of his job very beautifully, nicely, and obviously mother will appreciate him. And if the young boy then he goes starts smoking, start drinking, obviously she chastises him. It's a simple philosophy, right? So Krishna Saraswati says, "E yathama prapadyante tam sateva bhajamyam." So Krishna responds to every jiva equally according to their mindsets. So Krishna responds to the people according to the mood of the people, attitude of the people, perception of the people. That is very important. Anyone who approaches to Krishna. And that's what the different kinds of people who achieve the different results, although their endeavors are all seem to be similar. I also chant Hare Krishna, you also chant Krishna, you also do this, I also do this. But some people have become very rich, very popular, very prominent in society, and you are the same thing, and you are furthermore you are declining. So please understand, Lord is doesn't he sees our mood, our intention, our attitude, rather than externally what you do, try to do. So because we can see only the external things, extra endeavors, the struggle hard and work hard, and all those things. But the Lord sees a mood behind the endeavor. So subtle, right? What human eyes can see only the human endeavor, what external endeavor. But what Lord sees is the mood behind that endeavor. And accordingly, Lord reciprocates accordingly. So that's what God, very much important for us to understand here. So it is very much natural, right? If a people treats us very well, we should also treat them very well. If people doesn't treat us or mistreats us, and we'll also respond suitably, right? Just like when you're going in the road, and if someone mistreats you, and you also start accordingly respond, or someone respects you very well, and you also respect them. So similarly, Lord does not discriminate between the friends, and there are some enemies. Lord doesn't. Some people have favorable devotees and unfavorable people. So this doesn't do. Doesn't Lord doesn't does such things, because He doesn't has anything to take from us. Because for Him there is no conception of higher and lower. That we have to understand in our life. So he responds to the people according to the level of our consciousness, the mood of our mood in which we do our work. So Lord is very much looking this one, and that is very important in our bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga. So even though the devotees they may do a lot of services and things, but what Lord very much importantly looks is the mood or the level of the consciousness, the mood behind their service, or the quality of the service, not the quantity of the service. That is very much important. For example, you can always think about Lord Rama, how he treated that squirrel during the Rama Setu, building that Rama Setu, isn't it? Even though Hanumanji was bringing big boulders and big rocks to build the bridge to the Lanka, but Lord was also very compassionate, isn't it? He was equally pleased by that squirrel's small seva. So that we have to understand here. So for the Lord, the attitude behind that seva is more important than the magnitude of that seva. Magnitude may be very big. Today was the last day for settling all book distribution accounts, and you may coming first or second or third, things like that. But the mood behind you are doing the devotional service is not what appreciates. That is more important. So Lord is not biased; He's always unbiased. So Prabhupada also gives example of the judge in the court, isn't it? Judge in the court also, he if one person he is punishing, is imprisoning him and punishing, and for other person he is releasing from the jail. Why? So you may think that the judge is impartial. So both imprisonments are, one person has been imprisoned and one person has been released from the prison. Is probably you have to understand that both are from the judge only. Both are judge order, but judge is responsible. But judge is not responsible for their distress or happiness. He is not responsible. They were the cause of their own the actions, so that they are land up in the jail. But the judge, because so judge is not the cause of that man's crime, happiness or distress, isn't it? That the man's criminal act is the cause of his suffering or happiness. So at the same time, judge also he sees that this man was very well and he nicely was there, and so then he reduces the number of years in the jail. So he releases him, and some people will be more imprisoned because he's very notorious, things like that. So justice is administered equally. So for by the judge, and you can parallelly you can compare it with the government, isn't it? So when judge is doing something, government is not responsible for our happiness or distress because we have created the whole thing. So government is equal to all citizens. So God is also neutral to all everyone. But to maintain the law and order of the universe, the Lord has created some concept called as a karma, where if you do this, you have to suffer. If you do this, you will enjoy. So this should be clear in this, even though we might have understood this through Prabhupada words, quotes, and the Prabhupada books, but you should be on point, on dot. You should, given an example, when you're going to preach or explain this Krishna conscious philosophy to someone, you should be first clear in your understanding, and so that you can also tell to them. So that Barber story or the teacher story. So it is very much good, so that we can immediately get connected, and then we can to make them people also understand. So God is, so Lord Krishna is supreme, is a supreme maintainer and is a supreme ultimate the cause of our happiness and the distress. Very much true. So because he's a creator of everything, right? So he is a cause of our happiness and distress. Very much true. But he is impartial in award. So we have to understand he's impartial in awarding the results of our actions. So when I did something bad action, so Lord will is not partial that, oh, he has done some bad thing, let me stifle him, let me leave it. Or this man has done something bad, let me torture him. No, Lord is impartial. So Lord is impartial in awarding the results of our activities. So we are cause of our activities. So that is very much important. Whether it's pleasant or it's unpleasant, it is we choose it. We choose the things. So to give an example, when how to approach, because a lot of people understand the God in different ways. To give an example, if there is a cup of milk, if there's a cup of milk, different people can perceive these things indifferently. Just let's understand like this. So in different ways. So when we come in contact with the milk, we have five senses, right? So let's consider the five senses are the five people. Okay. So one person has eyes, one person has ears, one person has nose, one person has a skin, one person has a tongue. So each person sees that milk or perceives that milk, understand that milk, glass of milk in different way. So someone who sees that milk through his eyes, so he thinks, oh, there's a white liquid, white substance. Or someone who sees the milk here, he hears, only hears the good qualities and the nutrient values of that milk, and he hears about that. And someone who smells, he gets to know the aroma of that milk. And someone who just touches the milk, and you'll get to know, oh, this is hot or cold liquid. So, but one who drinks the milk only will get to know get the full real advantage of that milk, complete milk. So similarly, God is also like this. So just like a milk, how milk is not partial, it is not partial to anyone. So it is not partial, but different people experiences the God in the way in the approach the God. So Lord reciprocates to every jiva equally. This is very much important. And only a mature devotees can understand this science. So both only a mature devotees, that's what I'm saying. As a practitioner of Bhakti Yoga, we should get matured in our understanding of our Krishna consciousness. Maturity should grow over a period of time. You may chant, you may read, you may come temple and attend the programs, but maturity in your Krishna consciousness growth has to happen. If maturity of growth in Krishna doesn't happen, it's simply like a drama or some part-time job. You come there, entertainment, and come and enjoy. So we should all be very serious. The perceivers of the devotional, the spiritual life, that we have to understand when there's a distress come in your life or when there's happiness in your life, we have to understand that is sanctioned by the Lord. It is sanctioned by the Lord, and in reciprocation to my actions, Lord is giving such. Lord has created such system that I undergo such process and get purified. So it is only because of my past karma. Tattenu kambam susumekshamanam bhunjani evatmakritam vipakam. So it is more because of my own past deeds that I am enjoying or I am suffering. So Lord is not in any way a cause of our happiness and distress. Please understand. So for this one more example you can give. That just like during the Kurukshetra war, before the Kurukshetra war was about to begin. So there was Duryodhana. So Duryodhana went to Krishna's palace and to ask for Krishna's assistance. So this Duryodhana was such a crazy guy. So no, this when Krishna went to for the Sandana, Shanti Sandana, or for a peace proposal, and that fellow wanted to capture Krishna. The Duryodhana wanted to capture Krishna. So after when he got to know that oh this we can't capture Krishna, this is some light coming, because he was not able to see the Vishwarupa Darshana with that time when Krishna showed himself, but only Dhritarashtra was able to see. So and even then when Duryodhana got to know that this is not a simple man, he is some superpower, but still this Duryodhana had something in his mind, very crooked. So he went to Krishna and asking for his assistance. So Arjuna also arrived in that place for the same purpose. So then we all know that. So Duryodhana very sad. Duryodhana went and sat at the head of the Krishna near somewhere near the pillow. So Duryodhana went and sat there. And where did Arjuna went? And Arjuna sat near the Krishna's feet, and he sat near the feet with the folded palms. He was sitting there, and slowly Krishna, when he woke up, so first he opened his eyes. When he saw whom? Arjuna. He saw Arjuna. So Krishna, then he sat up. Then oh Arjuna, you have come here. Things like that. Very nice. Then he got sat up, and he got someone is sitting behind, and he turned back, and he saw the Duryodhana was also sitting behind, and by his head. So he welcomed both of them, and he inquired the purpose. Oh, you both have come here. What is your purpose? The Duryodhana was very anxious and immediately said, I have come here first, not Arjuna. So I have come here, and I'm the first person to come here to ask you for some assistance for this war. Please help me. So Arjuna came later. So Krishna said that he smiled and said that, okay, Duryodhana, I agree that you have come first, but I saw I saw Arjuna first. I saw Arjuna first, and the scriptures also, Shastra also say that it is that we should help the younger ones first, and not the older ones. Younger ones should be really cared first. And then at the first point, saw him first. So then Krishna said, "Okay, Arjuna. So this is very wonderful that you come." Then the Duryodhana was getting very upset. What is this? Krishna was so partial. He is saying that he saw Arjuna. Arjuna is very good dear friend of Krishna. That's why Krishna is showing some favorism there. So that's what this is partiality. What kind of Krishna is he showing partiality? So Arjuna is always thinking that. So Krishna then said that, see, I have divided myself into two things. One is my whole army. I have 1 million soldiers. I have 1 million soldiers which are equal to me. Like they're called as Narayana Sena, Narayani Sena. And on the other side, I am all alone, myself, and also without any weapons. I will not going to fight. So what you would decide, Arjuna? You want to take my 1 million soldiers, which is also equal to me like that, or you want myself on one side where I don't carry weapons, or I do fight with anyone. So I'm neutral because both of you are my cousins. So Krishna, what Arjuna choose? So then when Krishna proposed this, Arjuna, then Duryodhana was really anxious. Oh, what Arjuna will do, what Arjuna would choose, what Arjuna would choose. So then immediately Arjuna, what he chose. So Arjuna said, without any surprise, with completely without any hesitation, without any surprise, hey Krishna, I want you alone. I don't know whether you fight or not fight, whether you carry weapon or I want only you. You are sufficient for me, isn't it? So then Duryodhana said, oh, was so happy hearing this. Then he said, what a foolish Arjuna is he. And then Duryodhana smiling. internally smiling. He said, okay, fine. If you're choosing Krishna for you, then okay, I will accept the army. And immediately he took permission from Krishna and he left away. He departed. So here Duryodhana neither loved Krishna nor he trusted Krishna. That is different. So was Arjuna was little opposite, right? So here we can see at one point of time after the war was won, Duryodhana's nature, how it was, and how was Arjuna's nature. It doesn't mean God is doing some favorism to Arjuna. In fact, he was offering him both, and Arjuna selected only God, only Krishna. Despite all the material calculations, he wanted only Krishna. So this is very much important for us to understand. God doesn't hate anyone. God is equal to everyone, but God doesn't approve any of the nefarious activities or some bad activities by some demonic people for this kind of things. So definitely He disowns them, and in fact, God is always eager to also train them, to nurture them, so that they come out from all these nefarious activities. So, Lord, and one more question people have asked, Haribol, why God should allow sinful people to do sinful activities? Something people may ask. Doesn't it? Why God is allowing sinful people to do sinful activities? You have to understand, God does not allow anyone to do sinfully. Actually, in fact, He begs from them. He begs from them and He gives them good conscience to them. This is not good. Just like a person who is doing a 80th or 90th burglary. 80th or 90th burglary, so much expert he'll become, right? But he's even in that burglary or the theft, he'll be always something inside. I'm doing something wrong. Some sweat will be coming and he'll be in anxiety. He'll be looking here and there. So he has a fear. Someone may caught me and all, catch me and all. So there's a fear is created in his one's heart. Lord is created that this is wrong. This is a wrong activity. Don't do this. So Lord is is begging from that soul, and that have a good consciousness, and Lord is trying to refrain him from the sinful activities. So when someone is insisting, but if someone insists upon doing that sinful activity, then Lord will sanction. Okay, take at your own risk. You do whatever you want. I will sanction. Upadrashta Harmanta Cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara, isn't it? Shastra also says that Lord is a sanctioner and is a witnesser. He sanctions even if you're doing some nefarious activity. But it is up to your risk. But I will tell you this is not good. Time and again, He'll tell you here and there. So Lord tries to rectify this kind of bad mentality, nefarious mentality. And He is, in fact, Lord is also willing to forgive the sinful person. But if the soul wants to perceive that sinful act, then He doesn't interfere in their free will. Okay, you want to do that, you do. I will sanction it, but you have to face the consequence, isn't it? So here Krishna is supporting Pandavas. It's not Krishna also would have supported the Kauravas. Krishna also would have supported Kauravas. But Duryodhana didn't wanted it. Dushasana didn't wanted it. Sakuni didn't wanted it. Karna didn't wanted it. So Duryodhana had their own companies, isn't it? So Lord is not obliged to punish the wrongdoer, but He is not happy to do so because all humanities are equal to Him because they're all children's, isn't it? That's what Krishna also gives a lot of counsel to him. Lord, so many times Krishna attempted to counsel Duryodhana, try to rectify his mistake. And unfortunately, Duryodhana has more association with Shakuni, Dushasana, Karna, like that. Duryodhana never accepted the advice of Krishna. It fell in what all Krishna spoke, it just fell in his deaf ears. There's no use. So similarly, Lord is not partial. So we should understand here. God is equal to everyone. So these two things we have to understand. Samava sarva doshe, samava sarva bhuteshu, that God is not partial to anyone, He is equal to everyone. But at the same time, that one more, the what is it? Yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati bhavartha abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatma sujanam paritranaya sadhuna vinashad dushkatam. So Paritrana Sadhunam, that he comes to the material world to protect the virtuous people, and Vinasha Dushkrita. Vinasha he does for the Dushkritas. So people ask tomorrow, Krishna is saying equal here, and he is here. One more sloka is saying that he will protect some people and he will kill some other people. What is his partiality? So now I explain to this what is partiality, what is not partiality from the beginning of this class. So this you should be clear in your understanding that God, we have to understand, if we obey the principles of God and Lord and all the scriptures and Guru Sadhu Shastras, surely we will be going through the path of eternal happiness. But if we, but Lord is katorapi, vajradapi katorani, mruduni kusumamapi. They say there's one verse there. Lord is like a thunderbolt. Lord is like harder than thunderbolt to the wrongdoers, but he is so softer than a rose to the pet, rose. So softer to the, so soft like a rose to the faithful people. So similarly, we have to understand that even when we can give the example of Ravana. So Ravana, when he kidnapped Sita, also many a times in Ramana itself, it comes that Rama himself, he gave several opportunity to the Ravana to return the Sita and save his life. But Ravana did not hear. He was so stubborn. Ultimately, Rama has to kill him. So, very importantly, God wants to rectify the mistakes of the miscreants, first and foremost things. But if they are too adamant, then he punishes and kills them. So this is not out of revenge, please understand, but to liberate them from the evil mentality. And even if we Krishna's pastime, you can see all the demons were killed, they have all got moksha, isn't it? Even the Putana, he gave the position of the mother, isn't it? So this is a very much important that we understand. God is strict to some people, but he punishes some other people. It's only because of his compassion. And he gives liberates people, things like that. So we have to understand this partiality of Lord is not at all there, and is equal to everyone in the sense in the giving them what they wanted. Even and so the people are own responsible for their own actions if they want. So Lord is equal to them in terms of sanctioning their requests, sanctioning their prayers, sanctioning their ask, sanctioning their prayers. So this is very much important. Lord is not inimical or miscreant to inimical to miscreants, and is equal to the, so he is very partial to devotees. So this is a very odd statement to make. So Krishna gives equal opportunity to everyone, and to practice bhakti yoga. In fact, Krishna, he says in further what is that? Stri Shudra Duda Bandhu Nam Storita Guchar. So Krishna is saying that even because in during that time, lot of strees were not allowed to practice spiritual life or take up spiritual life. They were not going. None of have you heard any the previously the women saints. They used to go to the forest alone, do tapasya. No, nothing we can hear. Or they were doing homa havana. No, or they were doing the aradhana. All this. But Krishna is giving that opportunity. Uh, so see through that. So he is giving the opportunity that so all are equal in eyes of bhakti. All of you all are equal. That's what Krishna is saying. Such a revolutionary statement Krishna is making. But nowadays people, like there was one person, useless person. They're called as Bhagavan. He is in Mysore. He's a poet or writer, whatever it is. So he says that, see, Krishna is saying strees are Shudras. She's three or women are less than Shudras. Krishna is not saying that women are less than Shudras. Krishna is saying that even the strees, Shudras or Dvijabandhu, they are also qualified to practice spiritual life equally as Brahmanas. Krishna is saying that. So Krishna, that's what Prabhupada practice also, in our spiritual life also, practice also. Isn't it that Prabhupada give opportunity for every woman in the Western country to decorate the deities, to do puja, to do worship, to do the marriage, many things. So that is very important. Bhakti doesn't see this inequality. It's equal to everyone. So Krishna is promising, finally in Bhagavad Gita, what is that? Anyone who comes to me, and I'll protect to him, and I will take away all his sins. Yeah, or Sarvadharma Parityajya. He's not only for men, only for women, only for Brahmanas, only for Shudra. No, Krishna is saying. So Lord Krishna is not at all partial to his devotees. So Lord Krishna is always looking for what kind of mood, even in the devotees also, what kind of mood you are doing, what kind of attitude you have when you're doing, and what kind of the mindset you have while you're doing your devotional service is what looks from the devotees. Even though being devotees also, Lord only sees only this one, our intention. So don't take otherwise. So this is very much important. We have to understand that Lord has, many times we may think why Lord has created duality in this material world, isn't it? Like when you go towards the light, when you go towards the sun, there is a shadow. Shadow is something like it is a negative part, isn't it? So when there is bright light, so when there's the source of bright light, when there's in front of standing in the bright light, obviously there'll be your shadows will be very dark. So it doesn't mean that Krishna is created what is that? Am Sarvasya Prabhavo. Krishna has created both the dharma and adharma. So you have to properly understand that Krishna is source of everything, both dharma and adharma. But Lord is the source of everything, and is some people may ask that. Then a Lord is source of everything. Why is Lord has to create the bad things? So God created the good things. Why he has to create the bad things? So Lord is not creating the bad things. You have to understand. Sun can create only the bright light. But what happens is when there's no light, there's no shadow. When there's a light, there's a shadow, isn't it? So we have to understand that or to give an example of person who is a murderer. So definitely the response for his the heinous act, what government will do? So obviously they will put him to sentence him to death, isn't it? So government is not a cause of anyone's suffering. We have to understand. We should not blame the government. Oh, that person has been jailed now, and the government is the cause of his suffering. No, because he is the man's intention and the mood of being a murderer or a crime, doing crime, is the cause of his own actions. So this we have to understand. God doesn't create any suffering in anyone. So please understand. So he is only sanctions our actions. First and foremost, he avoids that. He makes us understand this is not good. Second and over and above, he's so much rebellious and he want to get into it. Definitely, then what happens? Lord will allow. He sanctions. He sanctions our sufferings. So it is all because of our misdeeds. So we have to understand this very much. And any questions are there? We can take it. Else we can end today's session. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions? Please, unless today Madhu Pandit Pro class I was listening. If you don't have, see, you should ask Lord to give a good buddhi so that you can ask questions. If you don't ask questions, then all the answers or all the information which is being told, it will only goes in air, or only you feel that okay, something good information, and then it goes off and it doesn't stay with us. So I also was just rethinking back, oh my lord, I should also ask a lot of questions. I should also have a lot of questions. When you ask a lot of questions to the Lord, to the people, to the preacher, to the kathakar, then automatically you will get the answer, and answer will go and fit in the question. Then it's a good way of understanding the philosophy and the principles of Krishna consciousness.
Prabhu,
So,
Hare,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, like when a person is insisting on doing sinful thing, Lord is with precaution is allowing it. So severe sinful activities like murder, killing of many people, such severe things can be controlled by Lord. No, maybe small mistakes like stealing or silly mistakes can be, where the large, huge population loss or heavy trauma is there, such sinful activities can be stopped by the Lord.
See, very important, very good question you're asking. See, what happens, um, every time when a person wants to do some sinful activity, Lord is trying to avoid that activity through various sources, through the various ways, so right from his own heart, his own mind will be not allowing things like that. But over and above, if that the soul wants to, because Lord doesn't want to interfere in our independence. Lord has given a the minute independence for us so that we can love someone. To give an example, if you are feeling thirsty, if you're feeling thirsty, and if you ask someone, I'm feeling thirsty, can anyone get me a glass of water? And one person will get a glass of water with love and devotion. Oh, Prabhuji, please take this water. Sorry, we did not ask water for you. And one person will bring, another person will bring with all grudge, all hatredness, and bring, hey, this Prabhuji could have brought the water bottle. Why is he disturbing us to get water? And from here, oh, okay, we'll drink. Take this water. So in both sense, I will get water. But will I be really interested in taking the from the person who is with grudge, with hatredness, with anger? He's giving this water. Definitely, I may quench my thirst, but next time I will not ask him any help from him. There's no concept of love which is developing over there. But from the person who is bringing the glass of water with the regrets that he was not able to offer the water before I asked him. So definitely, I would say that my love develops from the person who is really loving me and caring me and who is very concerned about my these things. So similarly, here Lord has given small, minute independence to every jiva. So that minute independence, Lord doesn't want to tamper. Lord doesn't want to interfere. So Lord is given this small independence so that you start loving me, or if you don't want, you be in this material world. But I bring many incarnations. I send a lot of devotees. I send the scriptures, a lot of things for you to be reclaimed back. I don't want you to suffer there. That itself it shows that Lord is very much loving to all jivas in this material world. So this is very much important. Person who does some crime, see, there's a four classes of people. One person will listen that, oh, I should not do this crime. I should not do this to someone. Then I will be in difficulty. So by listening, he will understand. Second person is what? By seeing, he will understand. Oh, some person has gone already to the jail and he's suffering so much. And the second, third person is will understand by going to the jail and suffering and all the punishments. Oh, I should not do this again. And a fourth kind of people will not understand even after going to the jail. So there are four classes of people always. So the people just by hearing the first class people, second class of people are seeing all those things. The second class of people, third class of people who are experiencing this third class of people, and the fourth class of people that don't understand even after experiencing such things. So for that, those kind of people, what Lord will do, so Lord has given independence to them and freedom to them, so that you do, but still I don't leave you. I don't get away from you. I'll be always with you as a Paramatma. This concept of Paramatma is in the Hinduism. It's such a wonderful thing that Lord is there in our heart as a well-wisher. He's trying to protect us, trying to save us from all the sinful activities now and then, because he's a witnesser and he's a sanctioner. So in that sense, Lord connects through all the jivas, and somehow he brings some guru, somehow he brings some shastra, somehow some things would happen in his life, and he would become a different person altogether. So Lord is doing his best. Lord is doing his best to reclaim the souls back to his place. But if the jivas are still so adamant, so rebellious, things like that, it may take some more time, but doesn't mean that Lord has forgotten. Lord gave away. No, Lord is not like that. So Lord is very much into this. So just like I was saying that light, darkness is what? Darkness is the absence of light. So the same sun example I was saying you, when the sun when it rises, and your shadow will be very long, isn't it? You can see your shadow. But when the same light, when it is on top in, let's say, afternoon, mid-afternoon, and is right on the top of your head, and you can't see your shadow at all. You can't see your shadow at all. So similarly, when you do your devotional activities very intensely, and obviously there's no negativity around you, you'll be completely positive. You are so much involved into it. But when you go away from the Lord here and there, then you feel the differences. Oh, why this is like this? Oh, why is there? There's a comparison. There is a impartiality. That there's so temple is showing impartial. Temple authorities are impartial. They wanted only people who give money. Only this. We don't understand the overall the statistics, overall logistics, overall the management, things like that, and we start commenting on so many things. So in small way, we are trying to put kida within ourselves, a virus within ourselves, and that virus eats away our patience, our happiness, our softness, everything. And finally, we become something else, and we become rebellious. So this is very much important. The 4 classes of people, as I think said, this is what Shastra say, that the 4th class of person who never listens or understand even after experiencing this, sorry, we can't do anything. So he has to undergo that suffering. But it'll take time, but Lord will not give up. Lord will never give him up. So he will reclaim him back. Probably time is a factor. Good. Thank you so much for your patientful hearing. I hope this answered my question. You answered your question. And
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
and thank you all so much. Next week, next Monday again, we'll all meet at 7:30. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.